Okay, get out your homework. Um, Okay. Different than what it looks like here. I'm not sure how to make it go back.
Trying to get it back to the way it was before. Down at the bottom of the screen, there's these three buttons that look like pages. This is the one in the middle. It's up a little bit. And over. That's right, the other way. So it's next to the Zoom thing. Here's moving across a little bit over to the right one. Okay, down just a tiny bit. All right, a little bit more to the left. A little bit more. A little bit more. Right there.
There you go, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
Icon.
See, I can learn from you somewhat. Okay, this is what you were given, right? So, first thing you need to notice. Right? And it's somewhere else, right? Right up there. How do I know? Why do I recognize that? Yes, sir.
Because it has the same pattern as your name and it's in there twice.
Okay, the first thing is there's the double letters. Okay? Get this in there. Okay, it does fit. Okay, from there, I'm gonna go. Okay, what am I gonna do now? Okay, and okay, let's start with P. P is what? V. I'm gonna color coordinate just so that it's easy to see. Okay, keep going. U is A. Huh? H. N. I really could, don't need to do much more. I could finish from there. True?
Yeah.
What's this?
W.
W. X. Now let's double check. We haven't got that, okay? Okay, we can double check from there. F is supposed to be L, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so the code's broke. Now you just, if you see an S, you know it's an M. If you see it's a Q, you know it's a K. Someone thinks they need to do more than we do.
No, that's not me.
Oh, you're, John Jackson. No, wait a second, Mike meeting.
Oh.
So have a seat for a minute.
All right.
We'll let you go in a minute or two. Okay, now, I wanna see that, and then I wanna see the message within it. Plus something else that I expect you to find in there. Okay, now, if you're ready to turn it in, that's fine. If you're not ready to turn it in, you can turn it in next time. If you're ready to turn it in, make sure your name's on it. What else? Your name's on it, what else? Date, today's date, or the date it was assigned, I don't care.
What's the date today?
Today's the 20th. Okay,
Can we turn it in also next time?
yes,
Okay.
okay, so, and what else should be on there?
First period.
The period, A1. Am I supposed to clean up your garbage? Okay. You don't turn it in this time, make sure you turn it in next time. Okay? No, I'm not gonna tell you what the message is. I expect you to figure that out. Let's see, on the back should be the answers. I don't see an answer. I see it on the front, it should be on back. I'll figure it out. Ah, this person followed directions, it's on the back. Okay, I found it. Where's your answer? Titan?
And it's, I boxed it in.
Huh? Oh, there I found it. My goodness. Okay, this one I find some jumbo on the back, I don't see what it says. Okay, good. All directions. Okay. Good, good. Okay. I don't have the, I see the code, but I don't see the. Code. Okay. Anyways, any questions on that? Now, why did we do this? Why did we do this? No idea. Oh, okay. I heard a mumble, I thought. Like my imagination. Why'd we do this? Yes, sir.
Because math is like a code you need to break.
Math, the definition of math is finding patterns in love. Did we find a pattern in there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pure mathematics. Believe it or not, but it's pure mathematics. I agree. I understand. These maths are horrible.
I just have to get a quick, like, one breath in where I can do it. And then I'm done.
Yeah, I find them lots, after they've been on for 3 or 4 hours, they're not fun.
I don't even have that excuse. It's the first period of the day. It's not like I
Well, true, but later on in the day, it gets horrible.
Yep.
Some people worse than others. Okey dokey. Get out a blank piece of paper. Get out a blank piece of paper, something to write with. Okay. Jackson, you go now.
Huh?
You can go now. Now, do you really need to make up what we're doing, or you're gone? So you need to copy it off somebody or something?
Yeah, spend time wherever you're going.
Wherever, yeah. Okay, college prep. Okay, college prep is just trying to make up for any holes we can find of what you've missed. Some of you are ready for pre-calculus, but there wasn't enough people that signed up for pre-calculus to make it a class and make it go through. I tried to arrange that, but it didn't happen. So some of you who are ready for that are gonna be kind of bored, somewhat. Now, what I've done in in college prep before is this is gonna be a little bit, upgraded. Just because what I'm gonna do in college prep is basically, I'm gonna follow this right here. No, not that. Where did I put it? Anyway, it's just the state guidelines. And that's what we're gonna do with it, is just kind of follow state guidelines and go through. The big part of it is solving equations and what we call HK formulas. That means solving equations with absolute values, solving equations with circles, solving equations with what's called conic sections, solving equations with absolute value, square roots. Now, don't let that scare you. It's really not that big a deal once you learn what's called HK formula. Okay? Because what you do with absolute values and what you do with square roots is almost the same. Okay? But first thing we're going to do is make sure you know how to solve simple equations. Number one, I would certainly hope you know how to do that. Number two, I would certainly hope you know how to deal with negative numbers. Jackson, what is the dirty dozen?
It's like this.
Well, you're wearing a shirt. I want to know what it means.
It's this thing on the football team that players voted for 12 kids to be in the Dirty Dozen. The players voted for 12 kids to be in the Dirty Dozen. We all got shirts.
They voted for 12 kids to be in the dirty dozen. And it's a good thing to be on the dirty dozen?
I think so.
Oh. Are you a dirty dozen? Does that mean you stink?
Sure.
Caden, do you feel left out?
No.
No? Okay. You don't want to be dirty and stinky and be part of the dirty dozen? Oh. Am I making fun of it?
No, that's, yeah.
No, it's not really. I'm just, okay. What do you do when you're solving equations? You do opposites. So whatever's being done to the variable, I do the opposite. Now I shouldn't be starting, one of the things you do in math, you always start where everybody understands. I hope we're there. Okay, Quinn, what do?
Divide by 4.
Why?
Because 4 is being times 2 heads.
Yeah, you're saying what times 4 gives me 20. So I'll divide by 4, divide by 4. So x equals
Hi.
5. Thank you, Quentin. Okay? Bonnie, what do I do here?
Minus 5.
Minus 5. The variable's adding 5, so I'm going to do the opposite. Minus 5. X equals
Negative 12.
negative 12. Now, where in life we use negative numbers the most?
Finance?
Money? Temperature? I think I heard that mumble. And
Football.
that's not normal for everybody. Yeah, there are games where you use negative numbers, not, well, if you're a really lousy player in a lot of games, you do. In golf, you want to be negative. But the other real life application, what's the third one?
Oh,
Huh?
like, I don't know what the word is. like-
Elevation.
Yeah.
Okay? How far you are above sea or below sea? How far above sea are we?
4,000 feet right now, I think.
Be more specific. Do you know? Salt Lake Valley, the airport's 4,200 feet. Are we higher than that or lower than that?
Maybe a bit higher than that.
Yeah. We're about 4,300, right here. Okay? Number 3. Now we'll do 2 processes at once. Now, why don't you just do that in your head, Chase? Can you? What number times 5 plus 1 is 31?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, it is. Why don't we do that in our head? Why do we figure out this process it's gonna do? Zach, I can tell you're wide awake, and why don't we just do it in our head?
You gotta start somewhere.
Anybody else? Not that that's a bad answer, but it's not as complete as I want. What?
I said I shouldn't be making fun of Zach, I don't know the answer either.
No, that's, okay, why don't we just do it in our head all the time?
Oh, because we can get mixed up if we do it in our head all the time.
That's true. This is a way of doing it one step at a time. Also, sometimes it gets pretty complex,
Yeah.
okay? What am I gonna do first, Zach?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, orders of operation. Orders of operation say 3 things. Okay? Okay, your goal is to okay? Learn how to solve equations. Okay? Now, there are 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't matter whether you're in calculus, beginning algebra, pre-algebra, you're gonna use the same 5 steps. Once you learn those 5 steps, it solves basically any equation you have. There may be more math along the way, but you're gonna do it. Now, you've been taught, once upon a time, order of operations. What's the first thing? Parentheses.
Oh, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Something like that. What's next?
Exponents.
Multiplication, exponents are a form of multiplication. Okay, if I have 2 to the 3rd power, that's 2 times 2 times 2. So that is a form of multiplication. Okay? Now, some people separate out to do the exponents first, some people don't. And last but not least, add, subtract. Okay? Now, in this one, we have multiplication and addition, so we do the multiplication first?
No.
Why? Because if we do, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of fractions. Most of you aren't proficient at fractions, so we avoid them when we can. So if we do orders of operation backwards, it actually saves us some time. When we're doing equations, instead of multiplication, we're gonna divide. Instead of add, we're gonna subtract. Orders of operation, you do backwards. Okay, so I'm gonna minus 1. So 5x equals 30. Divide by 5, x equals 6. Okay, so far so good? Joseph? Maya? Okay. What?
I said go off, Mr. Johnson.
So, we have more than one step here.
Seems to be that way.
Let's see how you do. Are you always gonna get a whole number or an integer?
No.
No, sometimes you're gonna get fractions. This one is an integer. Now, I bring up the word integer. What does integer mean? A whole number and its opposite. So 5 is a whole number, so is its opposite, -5, is an integer. 87 is a whole number, its opposite is an integer. Is 2/3 an integer? Zach? Make a guess, yes or no?
Yes.
No,
You guys are wrong.
okay? Whole numbers, fractions are not whole numbers. 2/3 is not a whole number. It does have an opposite, okay? We done, Zach?
No.
You'll survive. Yeah. You wanted the calculator, you should already have it. But that doesn't mean you can't go get one. That's up to you.
Oh, my bad.
You're bad?
My bad.
What are you bad at?
Putting stuff in either place of a calculator.
Yeah. We done? I did notice some correct answers out there. Okay, first in solving equations, what's the first step you're gonna do? Okay, what does that mean? Huh?
Like distribute.
Yeah, you use distributed property, eliminate the parentheses. So I have
6x, fixing.
okay? 3 is being multiplied by everything in here. You gotta multiply it with distributed property. Plus 15, plus 3x. Again, use the distributed property. 20x, thank you. Minus 16. Okay? So we eliminate parentheses. Next step.
Add like 10.
Okay? Okay, add like terms. Evan, what like terms we can add?
Add 6x, 3x.
Okay, which is 9x
15, 15,
is
30,
good.
and then 20x.
Can I have more than 2 like terms? Yeah, it depends, when we get into imaginary numbers and stuff, just another type of like terms, okay?
20x and negative 2x is 18x.
Because it's 20 minus 2.
And then negative 16.
Isn't a negative negative a positive?
No. you're
No,
just-
I'm taking negative 16 and going 35 smaller, which is, okay? Lousy 50. Okay, now what? Next step. Now there's, yes, sir,
Oh,
okay?
you have to you have to get rid of one side.
Okay, we gotta move one side to the other, so I'm gonna move, this is my one, sometimes you say to yourself a step here, move the smallest variable. Now, whether you put this in your notes or not is up to you, so which is smaller, 9x or 18x? So I'm gonna go minus 9. I'm moving it, so I'm moving it across. Here I didn't do opposites, because I'm just adding like terms on each side. I'm adding like terms on each side. Here I'm moving them across equal sign, so I'm gonna do opposite. When I do opposites, what I do to one side, I have to do the other. So I have 30 equals 9x minus 51. Next step, Joe.
You'd have to minus, add 51.
Okay, I'm gonna move the constant. Why do I call it a constant?
Because it's constantly in your face.
Because there's no variable.
No variable.
It's not gonna change based upon the variable. And again, I'm gonna move it, so I'm gonna move it across the equal sign, plus 51, plus 51. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other. When I'm moving. Biden? 81 equals 9x. Okay, last step. I'm moving what? Coefficient. What's a coefficient? It's how many variables I have. The coefficient is not always a whole number. Sometimes it is a fraction. Okay? So in this case, I'm gonna move the coefficient, I'm gonna divide by 9, because I have 9 times x. Divide by 9, I'm moving it, so whatever I do to one side, I do the other. So x equals 9. Now, if you want to check it, I could go in here and replace each of these x's with 9. So 2 times 9 plus 5, take all that by 3, add 15, plus 3 times 9. That should equal 4 times 5 times 9, minus 4. I'll do all that, minus 35, minus 2 times 9. If I want to check it, that's how I go back and check it. Okay? When you get the right answer, raise your hand, I'll see if it's correct. Devin, can you do all this one in your head?
Yeah, this might take me a while.
I don't think I could, because I think I'd start making mistakes. I would rather do it one step at a time, make sure I don't. That way, if I do make a mistake, I can go back and check and see, okay, what did I do right, what did I do wrong? Lydia just did something very right, correct? What'd you do? Well, you asked your neighbor, did something, I assumed, did I do this right, or is this correct? Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Maya's over here saying, wish I sat next to Olivia so I could check my answer. I understand. Zach, you gotta try. Oh, you did it? You got the right answer?
I tried.
You tried.
I tried.
Leave your answer in a fraction form or whole number form, whichever. Oops, I just gave away an answer, didn't I? This one isn't a whole number, this one is a fraction. They don't always come out nice and clean and even. Not what I got, but it's close. Maybe I'm wrong. Not what I got, but I could be wrong. You guys are all getting the same answers, maybe I'm wrong. Okay? Okay, I could be wrong. I do make mistakes. One more minute, 30 seconds or so. Okay. Zach,
Yeah.
what do I do?
5 times 3x.
Okay, distribute property, 5 times 3x.
Times 5 -7. Plus 21. Plus 4. Equals 36. 30. Is it plus 30?
Oh, is it plus 30? Yeah, positive times positive is a positive.
And then plus 2. And then minus 6, right?
Good job. Chase, your turn. What are we gonna do?
15.
We eliminate the parentheses, what are we gonna do now?
15x, you're gonna add like terms.
Add like terms,
15x plus 4x.
which is
I'm an idiot probably, isn't that
19x.
19?
Keep going, Chase.
Negative 35 plus 21.
Which is, do I have more negatives or positives?
You have more negatives.
I have more negatives. How many more negatives?
I did my thing wrong, I don't know.
That's all right.
It's okay.
You're human. How many
14.
more negatives do I have than
14.
positives?
Is it 14?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, over here. Quentin? Add like terms. What are my like terms?
Hold on. Okay, so then you have 30x
Good.
and then plus 32.
I have, both of these are positives, so that's plus 32. Olivia, next. Next step is move the smaller variable. Which is smaller, 19 or 30? So I will subtract 19x. That gives me negative 14 equals 11x plus 32. Next.
Me?
Yeah,
Would you
I
minus?
move the coefficient, or move the constant. Which constant am I gonna move? Am I gonna move this one, or am I gonna move the 32?
You're gonna move the 32.
Why?
Because
I want the variables on one side, the constants on the other side. So I'm gonna minus 32. Minus 32. So Jackson, did you do this right? Good.
That is -46.
Negative 46 equals 11x. Divide by 11. Divide by 11. Most of you saw on this had this right. Negative 46. It's supposed to be a 6 over 11. We're done. Make sure your name's on that. Make sure your period's on that.
Would you like us to title this?
Huh?
Would you like us to title this?
Okay. Title of this is today's date. Solving.
What is today's date?
The 20th. This time of year, it's really easy for me to keep track of the date. My anniversary's in 2 days, and so I have, that's kind of important, I remember that.
August?
Yeah, my kids are all getting together and making a big shebang, because it's my 500th anniversary this weekend.
That is a lot of years.
That is. Okay, pass it in. Those of you online, I expect this to be turned into. Okay, again, the title of this is today's date with the title of solving. I'll probably put it in the book as intro solving.
Yeah.
Yay. You have 2 assignments starting right now that are due, 2 of them that should have grades on it.
All I do is pay.
Did I not? I just want to make copies of this. Did I not?
Yeah. It's not very technical.
Okay, we'll have to put it up. There it is.
That's the door.
I'll wash my hands.
Now, the copy machine's broken down, so you're gonna have to do this on your own. And you copy it down. I thought I had this copy down for you, but I don't. This will be on, Canvas. If you can get started from here, class. 22 minutes or so, so copy these down and then we'll go from there. We got these done? Copy, just copy. Zach, you are allowed to bring pencil and paper, free of charge. That was your own paper you brought?
He had his own paper, I was just trying to help him out
What's that? What's that?
financially.
This is a notebook.
Oh, doesn't have paper in it?
No.
Oh. Are we done, Zach? You got a copy down?
No.
I'm a tyrant, aren't I?
What's that? Define the tyrant.
Patrick Beverly on.
Yeah, that's a tyrant.
Miss Patrick Beverly?
Huh?
You know who Patrick Beverly is?
He's a guard, plays for the Clippers.
Clippers. Is he a tyrant?
Have you never seen him on defense?
He's a defensive forward.
That guy is.
He is so.
Yeah, but that's not the word I've used.
What do you call it?
Whatever. Okay, we got the first two copied.
I don't understand how this is not.
It's digital.